Hari Om. Dear students, fine, welcome to our class. Here you see, like religion, it is the power to move millions of people. Since the very birth of human civilization, people have moved to settle close to it. People move when there is too little of it, and people move when there is too much of it. Do you know? People write, sing, and dance about it. People fight over it. And all people, everywhere and every day, need it. What is it? It is only water. It is only water, which is a necessary resource for our existence. Dear students, in the earth, no living thing can exist without water. We require water in our daily life, for agricultural work, for industrial activities. So, water is a life supporter, but it can destroy our life too when not managed judiciously. Isn't it? You might have known flood and famine are two twin problems of our country and the world. If more water, flood; if less water, famine. This second slide shows about a cartoon of fish. Fish says, as fishes live by breathing in oxygen, which comes from water. As it stays in the water body, it depends upon the water oxygen, which is dissolved in the water, isn't it? So it cries, if the water will scarce, then how do I live? Isn't it? So it is a question to us. We have to take care of it, of our water. In this slide, now I am going to show you a graphical distribution of location of water on the earth. Here, in the first column, in the first graph, it shows it is a compound bar diagram. The total global water is shown here as 100. Out of that, oceans constitutes 96.5%, which is salt water. Other surrounding water 0.9%, and remaining about 2.5% is fresh water. From this fresh water 2.5, the second compound diagram has come out. Here this 2.5% is treated as 100 as a whole. From this, glacier ice caps constitute 68.7% of water. That is fresh water, no doubt. Glacier and ice caps are fresh water, but that is 68.7, about 70%. And about 30% is as groundwater. Water is there, but it is as groundwater. Next, remain 1.2%, that is surface flow, surface water. You say fresh water of surface, that is maybe pond, maybe lake, maybe your river runoff, etc. Now this third column, that is out of 1.2% fresh water, again treated as 100 in this column. Out of this 1.2% of water, groundwater, there is ground ice and permafrost cover 69%. Permanent frost cover These are the permanent glaciers. They are the ice sheets, ice caps found in the polar areas and high latitude areas and high altitude areas. Remaining 20.9% found in the lakes, and very few percent now remain, that is 3% in atmosphere, the gaseous state, in the water vapor form, in the moisture form, and 0.26% is in living things. And in soil, moisture contains 3.8%. River carries 0.49%, and last remain swamps and marshes, the 2.6%. Like swamps and marsh areas means Sundarban areas you can see, or you may see the Ran of Kutch areas. In this way these are found. So now you are here sure that how water is located in the earth in different forms, different types. Next we see now what is fresh water. Fresh water means all naturally occurring water except saline water source. Except saline water source. Fresh water can be found in ice sheets, polar ice caps, glaciers, lakes, ponds, rivers, icebergs, streams, and even in the ground, that is ground water. So like this, these are all are freshwater sources. And if you think about freshwater, out of total water only 2.5% is available. 70% of this 2.5% occurs as glaciers. I told you already, in mountainous and in ice sheet in high latitude regions. The remaining about 30% is stored as groundwater. Well, my dear students, now let's see some examples of sources of fresh water. As two examples are coming. Now first you see this is one of the river I am showing here. Can you tell me the river name? What is it? This river name is, it is a hints I am giving you. Largest river. It is found in South America. What is it? It is nothing but only river Amazon. River Amazon. Similarly, my dear students, another, now again I am showing here you one source of fresh water. Can you tell me what is this source of fresh water? This is what it is found in the high latitude areas, namely Antarctic ice sheet. It is Antarctic ice sheets. Next you also one example. This is what it is, all of you know. It is a great lake, deepest lake, sweetwater lake found in Siberia. This is what it is, Baikal Lake, Baikal. Similarly, my dear children, this is what, this is polar ice caps. This is what, polar ice caps. See, imagine it, how ice is, the thickness of ice cap are about 3 to 5 kilometers. Clear? Next you see, this is what, it is common to you in your local areas. This is nothing but only a pond. Clear? Small water reservoir. Clear? Next, another source of fresh water you can tell me here. What is this? It is nothing but a simple answer that you know. It is what? Streams. It is the streams. Clear? So these are all are our examples of source of fresh water. You can add more to it. Now I am going to show you how the water is being utilized by the people. It is used in agriculture. It is used as fresh water. It is used in industrial activities, for power generation, for recreational centers, for tourism, for picnic spots, for swimming, isn't it? For pisciculture. So the use of water is very, very important for us. Now, dear children, at the end of this part, I want to revise the lesson with you. Can you tell me what is fresh water? What is fresh water? All of you know. What are the sources of fresh water? Can you tell me what are the sources of fresh water? See, very common thing for you. Now answer for you yourself. This is what is the sources of fresh water. Nothing but very easy thing. This is, you say, precipitation, surface runoff and groundwater. Clear? Similarly, questions may come. Facts about fresh water. Here what facts you will put here? That is, out of total volume of world's water, only 2.5% is available as fresh water. 70% of fresh water occurs as ice sheets and glaciers. About 30% of fresh water is stored as groundwater in the world. Clear my point? So next you see here, now I am going to tell you water cycle. It is a continuous movement of water between surface, atmosphere and ground of the earth. It is correlated, it is interlinked between the surface, atmosphere and ground of the earth. It is a combined effect of evaporation, transpiration, condensation and precipitation. Am I clear? This is the cycle. So it is called continuous movement of water between surface, atmosphere and groundwater. It is endless process. So it is a water cycle. Here you see one picture is shown to you. This picture clarifies how water is stored in oceans, in the soil, as groundwater and in ice and snow. Then this water how in evaporation or in transpiration or in sublimation goes to up, rises upward and it dissolves in the atmosphere. By condensation it turns to cloud. Then it comes to the earth's surface in the form of precipitation. Which is the common form of precipitation? The rain is the common form of precipitation. Isn't it? Rain is the common form of precipitation. Then snow, hails and you know many more. Next, this water cycle is concerned. Now you can come to water, though it is resource, but it is what type of resource? It is renewable or non-renewable? All of you know it is a renewable resource. Why? It is continually renewed and recharged through the hydrological cycle, isn't it? It is recharged through the hydrological cycle. It is endless process, neither night nor day nor any time. It is a continuous process. My dear children, now you come to know up to this much. Now can you tell me what is water cycle? Can you tell me water cycle? Easy to answer it. Is water renewable resource? You can revise immediately, isn't it? Nothing to say here more by me. Next, you will see now if water is so used by us, essential for us, and water is such important for us, then why sometimes water scarcity occurs? Scarcity here means non-availability. Scarcity means non-availability. This non-availability of water is due to industrialization, urbanization, or bad quality of water. See, the side picture says you how the water being bad quality of water. For what purpose they are being bad? Its quality, why decreasing the water? It causes our scarcity of water, isn't it? This, I say, the scarcity of water is of two types. One is quantitative and qualitative. As to quantitative is concerned, it is the effect of industrialization and urbanization to feed more and more demand of the industries and new lifestyle of the people of the urban areas. They need more and more water. They consume more and more water. Overuse, exploitation they are doing this water. This is the quantitative approach of scarcity of water. Similarly, qualitative aspect you will see, this is what? Nothing but only due to bad quality. How is bad quality? Due to polluted by domestic and industrial waste, chemicals, fertilizers, pesticides used in the agriculture, isn't it? So think and you make your plan for future yourself. How to make the water scarcity, how to make the scarcity of water eliminate from Earth's surface, so that for future generation it will be best utilized, isn't it? And here also, now I want to say you why this scarcity of water takes place in the earth. This is only due to variations in seasonal and annual precipitation or less in precipitation. Some parts of the earth or India, the country, in some seasons hardly 4 months, that is in southwest monsoon period from June to September, we receive about 70 to 80% of rain in major part of the country. Whereas in winter season, a few part, that is in the northwestern region of India, Punjab, then you say the Coromandel coast, southeast part of our India, get receive rainfall. But rest of all 7 to 8 months or 6 to 7 months remain dry spells. So in this way, also what happens? Somewhere more rainfall, somewhere less rainfall. You say Machindram in Meghalaya, and this side you see the western side, Rajasthan, Jaisalmer areas. How scarcity of rainfall here. There is more world record. Here it is less than 50 centimeter rainfall occurs. So is it not variation? Next you see growing population, urbanization. I told you lifestyle, greater demand or pressure of the people, isn't it? Over exploitation and mismanagement for industrial use, for power supply, more pressure is coming. Now India supports 22% of power, that is only hydel power. Clear? Excessive use in irrigation. Why? To feed millions of demand of the people, that is agriculture. Then unequal distribution of water, unequal distribution of water in the areas, in the regions, unequal access among different sections of the people. Rich people, they use more water, more consumption due to their lifestyle is different from the poor people. Poor people has less use of the water, and at last, cause you will see groundwater level now going to dropping, declining. What is the reason behind it? Why groundwater level is not decreasing? You might have heard in the newspapers, the metro cities, are mainly facing this problem, crisis of water. The level of groundwater now decreasing. Maybe in Delhi, maybe in Chennai, isn't it? Maybe Kanpur, in these places. And next, you think from this slide, the picture how it shows, how the industries cause pollutions. Water is found abundant, no doubt. Still, what is the use of this water? It is not fit for potable or drinking purposes. See how the people are using agricultural development by using their pesticides, fertilizers, insecticides, etc. more and more. Their cause all these pollutants are going to water body only, isn't it? See here how the people are discharging industrial waste, oil spills. It's very hard to clean up, isn't it? Dumping garbage and raw sewage, seepage from landfills, and also you will see how a woman is fetching polluted water from a polluted water source of urban areas. You know how this pollution caused. Next, you will see now, after going through all these parts, can we discuss how have intensive industrialization and urbanization posed a great pressure on existing freshwater resources in India. Also, question may come for you. Explain the causes of responsible for water scarcity in India. Similarly, question: is it possible that a region may have ample water resources but is still facing water scarcity? The answer already you know. I have shown you also. Water is found everywhere, somewhere plentifully, no doubt. But if the quality will be bad of the water made by human being and their activities, it is of not use, isn't it? Dear children, you see how the part of the earth now going to suffer. In this map I am showing here about 40 to 80% of water scarcity occurs in the countries like USA, Southwest Asia, East Asia, Southern European parts, which are going to suffer in the near future. So proper conservation of water should be required. To conserve water, now what steps should you follow? How water conservation can be take place? What is our role? And why to conserve water? The answer may be to ensure food security, to safeguard ourselves from health hazards, to prevent degradation of natural ecosystem, to continuation of livelihoods, for productive activity of the nation, and lastly it is to manage water resources. Well, my dear children, this part of the lesson is completed. Hence, thank you all.